Hey everyone, I'm gonna do a beginner Blender tutorial today, and it's my first tutorial, so don't be scared if I'm a bit weird. Um, okay, well, this is what you start off with when you open up a new Blender document, and it's just a big cube here, a globe, and a camera. And to zoom in and out, you just scroll, as many of you probably figured out. To look around the cube, you hold down Option or Alt, and then you can just drag your mouse and look around the cube. If you just want to look side to side, you press Shift and Alt, and you can go in any direction you want and do that at any location. That was the hardest part that I found to, like, I didn't look at a tutorial when I first used Blender, and I'm just like, shit, what do I do? Anyway, if you want to just um, rotate around the cube in like an orderly fashion. For example, if I just want to look around it like that, you hold Shift, Alt, and then scroll, and then you like rotate around it in like a orbit. um, then okay, modification of the cube is actually really important because Blender is about modeling. So basically, what you want to do is you want to go down here and click Edit Mode, or you can just press Tab. Tab switches between Edit and Object Mode. This is Object Mode, and this is Edit Mode. Now, when you're in Edit Mode, if you press Z, it makes the cube more transparent. That helps if you got like a backdrop image. But I'm gonna keep it on this because it looks cool. Anyway, that's pressing Z. Now, when you go into Edit Mode, anything that's selected, all the faces that are selected go orange. The edges that are selected go white, and the vertices that are selected go like orange, like that one there. To select the object, the nodes, the vertices, you make sure you are on vertice mode there. You can also go edge mode and face mode, but I stay on vertice mode most of the time. You press B and it gives you these crosshairs, and you can then drag the crosshairs over the node you want to select, or you can go multiple nodes. I'm calling them nodes. Nodes. I just couldn't think of another word. Vertice is just a bit long. If you select them, you can move them around individually, and therefore modifying the cube quite a bit. If you move it and you didn't want to move it, while holding it down before letting go, you can right click. Wait, oh, I'm using the trackpad on the Mac, so it's a bit complicated sometimes. But yeah, and if you want to deselect everything, say you got all these selected and you don't want them selected anymore, you press A, it deselects them all, and A again selects everything. I'll warn you, if you're in object mode and you press A, it selects everything, including the cameras, the lights, and object. So in edit mode, it just selects the object. If you want to rotate the object, for example, you press R, and then you can rotate the object. If you want to rotate it on a particular axis, for example, the Z-axis, you can press rotate, and then you press Z for Z-axis, and you rotate it around the axis. You can press Z, Y-axis, and that rotates it around the Y-axis, so on and so forth. And if you want to scale it, you press S for scale, and that scales it up, scales it down. If you want to scale it on the Z-axis, you just press Z, and makes it tall or thin, or fat and thin. Then comes slightly more complicated for modification. You can extrude the faces of the cube or everything. So I just select the face by selecting all the nodes. around it, and then you press E for extrude, and then region, and then that extrudes the face in the middle. And as you can see, you got a little add-on to the cube. Press Control Z there for a second. If I select it, extrude it, and then press 0, it means it goes nowhere, and then I press Enter to make it stay exactly where it is. Then I press S, and I can like make it smaller. So for example, if I wanted to make a cube, and then I press extrude it inwards, if I want to make like a box, there you go, you got a little box there. And that's useful for like if you're gonna make an edge on something, like if you're gonna make like a pillar or want to make an edge like that, that helps a lot. Took me a while to figure that out. That's all the very basics. Or you could use a loop cut as well. That is press K for loop cut, and then loop cut it, and it gives you these purple lines that go around the cube in the different orientations that it gives you that you can cut it. So say I wanted to cut it lengthwise there, I can click, and then I can cut it wherever along. Pressing 0 centers it. So if you want to put it exactly in the middle, press 0 and then enter. And then if you want to make that smaller, for example, like make it like a, I don't know what that would be. Anyway, loop cutting is also really useful. If you want to select an object and duplicate it, you press Shift D, and you've got a duplicate of that object. And then if you press 1, I think, yeah, it moves it 1. Oops, what did I do there? Oh, that's interesting. I press Enter there just to cancel out one thing. It moves it 1 little square thing. So if I move that and then press 2, it moves it by 2 squares. And I think that if you zoom out, like really, or zoom in, oh well, sorry. Yeah, and that's basics of modification. So if you want some more help, just comment. I'll make some more later on because it's holidays for me now. Got 9 weeks of holidays, which is a massive bonus. So I'll be making some more. Thanks.